15 tips for hurricane preparation. Tip number 1 is you need your evacuation plan. The evacuation plan just consists of who you're bringing, what you're bringing, and things that you could leave behind. Because ultimately, you're going to have to make some sacrifices whenever there's a hurricane imminent and it's coming your way. That includes evacuating, because you may not return to a fully built house whenever you get back. I like to tell people, if you're going on a camping trip, bring that stuff with you. Tip 2 is your pet plan. Pet plan is basically, this only applies to people who honestly have pets. You could bring them to a kennel, and I think you could drop them off there and then pick them up whenever you're coming back from the hurricane. Or you could bring them with you, or if you think they're safe home, then you could leave them at the house if it's not that bad of a hurricane. But to be honest, I think if you're bringing yourself to evacuate, you would want to bring your pets with you. So do that. Tip 3, pick up loose objects. This can consist of many things. I like to tell people if a tornado can pick it up, a hurricane can pick it up, which is 100%. So if you have anything that you think would be picked up by a tornado, pick it up for when a hurricane's coming, because you'd be surprised what hurricanes can pick up. And you definitely want to prevent your house from being damaged even after the hurricane, because that can happen. Next tip is board up your windows. What I would do if there's a hurricane coming right now is I would board up every single one of those windows. But regardless, you can still do anything you want to protect your windows, because honestly, you don't want to come home to a bunch of shattered glass on the ground. It's not a very pleasing sight to see. Pick up sharp objects. This just consists of mainly anything that's sharp, really, nothing else. So anything that is obviously sharp to you, pick those up and store them somewhere. If you have pine cones laying around, pick those up, because those are window breakers, like I mentioned in the last video. Next tip is packing supplies. Whether it be medication, water, or clothes, you need to pack them, because without packing anything, you're just going to be going in the clothes that you're wearing, and you definitely want to change your clothes. You're definitely going to want medication for anyone who needs that. Like people with diabetes, I think they need insulin or whatever. Like my twin brother, he's allergic to peanuts, so what we would bring with us is an EpiPen. So if you have people who need those sort of medical aids, if any accidents do happen, which you wouldn't want to happen, especially on hurricane evacuation, it's better to need it to have it than not need it, than need it to not have it, and not have it. Next thing is overlooked quite a bit, and that is charge everything. Because if you don't charge everything, then you're gonna have stuff die. Like if your phone dies and you need that for navigation, then how are you gonna know where to go? So definitely charge everything up before the trip. Another thing that aligns with charging all your stuff is filling up your vehicles with gas. Fill up your motors with gas, fill up your weed eater with gas, but most importantly, fill up your vehicles with gas. Because I'm assuming if you're evacuating, you're probably going to further ways away than the hurricane's path. So you're definitely going to want to fill up your car with gas, top off every vehicle. If you have family, offer to top off their vehicles if they haven't thought of it, or if they don't have the funds for it, definitely do that for them, because that can be very useful. And that could honestly make you go a long way, literally. If you are evacuating, if you're not, don't worry about this, but if you are, you're going to want to unplug everything. This computer right here, I don't know if y'all can see the plug, but I would unplug this, because you do not want things shorting out. You definitely do not want things shorting out because they're unplugged. And honestly, you could come back to a whole bunch of dead devices if you do not plug stuff in. Like, I'm not talking about dead that they won't turn on, you just need to charge them. I'm talking about dead devices that won't turn on because they shorted out because electricity may have hit a transformer or blocked down from where you live. So you definitely want to prevent anything like that from happening. So don't let it happen. Just unplug everything for safety purposes, and because things could catch fire, so you don't want that to happen either. Next thing is mowing your lawn. People don't do this much whenever they're leaving for hurricanes, but you should, because whenever you come back, you're not going to be able to mow your lawn because the ground's going to be so wet, you're just going to get your mower stuck. So definitely mow your lawn before you leave for a hurricane, especially if you're evacuating. And if you do decide to mow before you leave, definitely top off your mower before you leave as well. Next thing is getting lots of water. You may not have thought of this before, but people rush to the stores like zombies. They will go to the stores whenever the wave comes of panic, whenever they know they need to evacuate too. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to beat them to the stores and get your water, get your food, get lots of water. And for some reason, people always get a lot of toilet paper, even though the places they're going probably has plenty of toilet paper. I don't know why in COVID people were stocking up on toilet paper. I mean, there wasn't a disease going on with your butt, so that didn't make sense at all. But definitely stock up on food, water, and toilet paper, and anything else that's necessary to you. This kind of goes with what I just said. I mean, I kind of did just say it, but I'll say it again. There's going to be a wave of people that goes to the stores whenever there's a hurricane coming, especially for evacuation. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to beat them to it. So go a couple days before, whenever you think a hurricane could be forming in the Atlantic or Gulf, you're definitely going to want to beat them to it, because whenever they go and whenever they leave, whenever the horde of zombies leaves the store, let me tell you, there's going to be nothing left. I've seen it happen time and time again, and if it's happened once, it can happen again. This is very not thought of, but one thing people don't do, or maybe they do, and I am not aware of, is rescheduling appointments, especially like doctor appointments and just basic things like a physical. You could just reschedule that if a hurricane is coming. You could definitely reschedule that. But major appointments like surgeries, if you could get it done before the hurricane comes, do it. And if you're also able to evacuate, do it. If not, then just, I know how hard it is to get into a surgery, so definitely do it if you can. But if you can't, then I'm sorry to say it, but you're just going to have to reschedule. Have flashlights with you, because I'm almost going to guarantee that the power is going to go out, and when it does, you're not going to want to be in the dark. So definitely have flashlights with you. Have them charged if you have chargeable flashlights. Have fresh batteries in them, preferably rechargeable batteries. So if you have a generator, you could recharge the batteries, which people probably don't think of, but there's something you could also take away from this video is if you have a generator and rechargeable batteries, recharge your batteries when the generator is on. Next thing is, if you don't have a generator, you should most definitely get a generator. Generators will make your life so much easier during a hurricane. I do not have to tell you how many hurricanes I've been in, or not even hurricanes, just normal power outages where generators have came and clutched so many times to heat the house, cool the house. You could plug in refrigerators, freezers, fans, coolers, heaters, devices, everything and anything you need you could plug into one. As long as they have the right outlets, you could do it. You could even plug in, I think, your washer and dryer to them. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm pretty sure you can do that. Like, one of the most important things is entertainment. You could plug in entertainment. Right down here, I'm on a second story of this house. Down there, there's a door right underneath me that goes into the living room. We were able to plug in our TV and watch TV when the power was out with a generator. We stopped doing that because it was taking up too much juice and too much gas, but hey, if you have a copious amount of gas, turn on the TV and a fan and just chill whenever the power's out. Next thing, this is the last tip, is if you don't have a way of communication, you are screwed. Possibly. If you get, like, let's just say you get stranded on the side of the road and you don't have a way of communication, and let's say your phone dies, A, how do you know where you're at, unless you have a map, which you should have a map, and B, how are you going to communicate? So, you should have, I'm pretty sure you could buy these things called Garmin InReaches. Those could work for you. You could buy a ham radio. I think you need a license for them. Or you could just buy a simple long-range walkie-talkie. Those could go for like 15 or 20 miles. I know because I've had them before. And they're definitely useful for situations like hurricanes, tropical storms, or just normal power outages. And they definitely work really well. As long as they're charged, they'll serve you really well. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this 15 tips. I've never really done this. There was probably more than 15 tips or less. I'll put it on the screen if I'm wrong. But thank you very much. Tell me if you like this type of video. And if you do, well, I'll see you next video, because you obviously like this video enough to watch the next one. So, see you then. Goodbye.